Journalism school no corner saying. The journalism school you people went, very dirty people. Mo corner saying. Is that what journalism now? That's what they told you. Say, abind to sunan yomeko eye bada. BBS say, do not blame the government, but blame the government that is not in power. Are you okay? Anytime can say more America how be to me journalism nobody. You see your level of ignorance. Self-styled journalist for number Ghana. Hey, what you now kaso and you for crying. Come despite the befall. Some kwasia seminar and the bedroom and the on send the real journalism by a mobre. Obi andi matemo. Mujimi ne edi matem. Muamu Jimmy no, Muamu tribe no, Muamu kwasia sika mojeji no and edi matem. Right now your level of intelligence no, it has been exposed. Obi mu level of intelligence. Obi mu sa munnim nyansa sa. I can give you about 20 videos on my platform. Solutions. Causes are a problem. Any solutions from the NDC. I don't need to insult somebody like you. Now, what can I say? Why should I insult you? And I was cut about fear where here Evans Mensa Cronfon or think and I want to be defend Evans Mensa. Evans Mensa have $500,000. Oh, not then I will not to bone out. You think we are sitting here to allow you sycophants to come and fool yourself and go? Step be a mube take be a correct mo jandam ni chemo.
Whenever I say ma PENDREAM TV there o share them yopo.
Konkonsa be na wata wa mente ya amanfo edi konkonsa Kevin Taylor midi holidays to America na amanfo edi konkonsa o mechi. Ai. Kwansma jame na menye show. Jame na menye show. Ai jandam slangs. Ni person we Jimmy. One I catch us with Jimmy. In Kofoya, Mutietio Facebook. Almost on with Jimmy. Almost on kind of crack. Almost a jandam no more. Almost on me a cromfo. And the mama also with Jimmy. The Ugo head was with Jimmy. Simple. In Kofona Jimmy that do. A chrono no more bedruha. A conconsa aza atro. Oma catch now. And I'm not be a man okay. Say Jimmy for me, a gentle for me, over the biomano catcher will say, Yene, a chrono and yabo, in some of the chaton confoso, yet the ancient and journalism, papia, a tron yedi. Then there's Anquasia of West Abijanoa. And it's all the mobile Jimmy, man, just don't waste your time. This production is big. Omunya 1/10 of what is happening here, and Komunyanka, and Yanka, Omudi, Omunquasia Jantana, Ripia Hema, but Omunya, that is it. We have built this thing from scratch. Inti, let's focus and do what is right. It's very, very important. Now, Mr. P, I think we should start from where we ended. And Ghana for Muntie, Makacham say, Ghana journalists, no, Dodono, Omuninano, what is happening right now, I say NPP failure automatically. Ma NDC chance. And we are Ghana now, Shamia. These are very important things to also pay attention to. Now, when we go back, since Nana Dankwe Kufuado, EBD president, MPP Ba Baimwa, I can open the phone lines and ask Ghana for Moshemina around the world to say, how many times in a NDC and your press conference? How many times in a NDC minority in parliament? Ato Forsen, Haruna Idrisu, Omo Makaninina, and your press conference to tell us or to caution or to guide and bring solutions to government mistakes or Mickey. When I open the phone lines right now, you can get me countless ones. In fact, I can even play you videos of John Mahama speaking the crossroads NDC for telling NPP about from 2016 things they are not doing right. And they are on record. How many times na Sabi Vhim in your press conference and Kanchira Bain will say there are things that they are doing that are wrong. Now momientia sembiwa miwia na afi mohu me kama asema na matemase.
NDC album was an issue. This is the time for NDC to correct their album. NDC enye yo. Asem we enye yo. Eti party for na my some dem besuma bu fuso dem ye nkofo no. It's a wrong strategy. This is the time I was saying we homework and yes Peter Obi be better NDC. Peter Obi be better NDC. You have to change your strategy. Do your homework. And you enough so because NPP for that yes or my dad enti na odeba. What are you offering? What is your message? What is your solution? That is what we want to hear. Whose solution? And yes, oh my dad, any class or any question said, and the MPP are that. But what is your solution? What is your solution? Any Ghana for pay. More being the country, you to say, don't get a catcher say. NDC call elections, you know. Our quality 5 regions, we are now system collapse. How can a serious opposition party? How can a serious opposition party catch our quality 5 regions? Now where your system collapse? How can you check a buy? How can you check a buy? Into what we have an opposition, Adani Kasa opposition. Adani Kasa opposition. Those days now, all is Tia Konyasono. Obia when you kakra wedi 40 unim. Roll is Tia Konyasono. Roll is the Bama state of the nation. Na a JH Mensa. Those the JH Mensa, Hakman also Jimamo, any of the Omosoma Baba press conference. This is the alternative state of the nation address. That is the NDC we want to see. Alternative solution. And yet someone food so yes, I'm going to me and them comment messages. I'm give my attempt to that kingdom come. I don't care. And your position did attend you have 1 vote. There's a vote margin of 460 something thousand between NDC and MPP. Cross the line, break the gap. Come and solve Ghana problem. Say you bet me aye. Oba we jida na nye we bless the panye. Oba biema. This is the homework you have done. Solution ade bema ye. Kofi Kranti na eba Kofi Kranti solution me de bema Ghana fo nie. Sakodon sapopo na beba solution me de bema Ghana fo nie. Thinking outside the box. Enye atendidie. Yasumani ko yiye we. Yasumani ko yiye presenter we. And Evans Mensa. Yanko yiye Evans Mensa say amani bribe. Politicians are more than one of the bribe with Obia, so most of ya, and a journalist will have a bribe, and I will have a bribe, and just smear campaign. Yen now can be more body, and a didn't want to be a good animal. That is the solution. Politicians, they don't know. Instead of contract, Ghana oil to Ghana, royalties a 5% to pay. Why? Say, young and no the gold, oil last year assassin. Not Ghana for the 5% to pay. It doesn't.
So basically, this girl screaming, and now something you say, Ghana's problem right now is NDC. NDC better now, so, or starting free JJ Rollins time. Say JJ read this state of the nation now in Kophobia become the real state of the nation. Has it happened or it's not happened? It has happened. Now the question to this lady also to Tr0uble came. You see how they do their journalism. Jandam no bono. Right now, almost MPP negu. Now she's trying to bring in what has NPP's failure got to do with NDC collation of election results? What has it got to do with it? What has election results got to do with a government and the policies of failing any opposition? Now the question here is, has the opposition consistently spoken on government's deliberate attempt to destroy this nation? Have they done it? Mo Frege always a journalist. That is why I keep telling Ghana for say, do sometime here, nipa bi wo dia ye, di say di omatem. Now, in some occasions, it boils down to say, NDC does not have solutions to our problems. Into the end, yama NPP in Twaso. Yama the NPP in Twaso. Now, NDC, consistently, over this past 7 years, have they sent signals? Almost a press conference, almost too much. Now, let's go back. Near say NDC, over the years, also a journalist, she reads, she monitors, she basically looks at what is happening. And this is the catch Ghana for say, such tribal bigots, now they are struggling to be relevant. Now, Momian come back. This is the NDC. Now, let's listen to the NDC.
It goes without saying that the economic management team, that solid team, has failed and must be reconstituted immediately with fresh ideas and perspectives. Having supervised the worst public debt buildup, the worst budget deficit, the worst debt to GDP ratio, the worst credit rating downgrades, and the worst performing currency in the world, the worst crisis of confidence in our economy, the highest fuel prices ever rising inflation, the worst ever rising inflation unprecedented hardships, etc., the current head of the economic management team has clearly fallen from his ivory tower as a self-styled economic messiah to a poster boy. Has clearly fallen from his ivory tower as a self-styled economic messiah to a poster boy for economic mismanagement. And his leadership of the economic management team is no longer tenable. He has lost sight of cause and effect relationship in the economic value chain and complains that our dire economic state is due to bad ratings from international agencies. He rather blames the agencies for our economic situation rather than the fact that our dissipating economy resulted in those bad ratings. How does that assure Ghanaians his focus on the critical things that need to be addressed? The EMT has been bedeviled by their own ineptness, over-exuberance, and excessive focus on linear thinking of a theoretical cause and effect relationship, devoid of the practical influences of complex real-life nuances. In short, the economic management team has used a laboratory experimental approach typically found in textbooks to run the extremely complex Ghanaian economy and analyze the impact of one variable at a time. Ladies and gentlemen, I've often said to people in most cases when you are analyzing the Ghanaian economy and an obvious simple solution comes to mind, think, and think again. The consequence of this lack of depth and experience complicated the problems of economic management with excessive yet costly experimentation that did not yield viable results. Alternatively, the President may want to consider appointing one of the mainly highly qualified Ghanaian public finance management experts to lead the economic management team.
This is your opposition leader. Countless occasions, I capture Ghana for your problem before we got to this position of going to the IMF. And them guys say, Sanko for you, Kia Pokemon, bro, from Tio, Omontiasie. Miss Way, yes, announcers Niatama Wabesi radio soon or Mokasa. Nobody's going to insult you. I am going to let people know you are ignorant, you are daft like a duck. This is the NDC, one of their press conferences. The leader of the NDC, Menko Atofos in Krahodiano, showed you the problems. Now, listen here. They went further to tell you the solutions before we went to IMF. Which a tokro bomb Maryland. And one who just said that we in class for. Also, and also, and which would now say, well, I won't see at the end here. Now, these are the solutions, opposition NDC, the ma abino kwasiafo. Mutina hono, to membuza abino. Solutions now opposition de bano. What do you say about it? You tribalistically, foolishly sat over what to say, I confirm. You are sitting and screaming about who is in charge. Now, Muntie, most sebio, I can for so-called a years journalist. I don't just say kind of way Jimmy Young. Now, these are the solutions. Muntie.
Ghana's best days are still ahead. And some of the alternatives we propose are as follows. Those directly responsible for the economic crisis must bear responsibility. And it is inconceivable that the Minister of Finance remains at post. Having presided over the worst economic meltdown in Ghana's recent history, the President must, as a matter of urgency and without further delay, relieve the Minister of Finance of his position. It goes without saying that the economic management team, that solid team, has failed and must be reconstituted immediately with fresh ideas and perspectives. Having supervised the worst public debt buildup, the worst budget deficit, the worst debt to GDP ratio, the worst credit rating downgrades, and the worst performing currency in the world, the worst crisis of confidence in our economy, the highest fuel prices ever, ever-rising inflation, unprecedented hardships, etc., the current head of the economic management team has clearly fallen from his ivory tower as a self-styled economic messiah to a poster boy, as a self-styled economic messiah to a poster boy for economic mismanagement.
Ladies and gentlemen, let me say that there is a way to deal with this. At the time that we had informed them, clearly our debt levels was 80%. All what they should have done was to do a primary surplus of 2.7% of GDP. If they had done primary surplus of 2.7% of GDP, and this was easy to do, if you constrain the president lifestyle alone and cut the office of government machinery budget alone, you could have done that. But unfortunately, they decided to go on overdrive, on expenditure, overdrive, high speed, Formula 1. And that has landed us to this level. Today, our debt has moved from 80% of GDP in 2021 January to approximately 100%. The World Bank has said that you will need it's about approximately 105% of GDP. But as patriotic as I am, I've always said it's 100%. And 100% will mean that to bring it down to 70%, you will need to do 8% of primary surplus every year for 4 years. So colleagues, Ghana should brace for serious austerity in the coming years for the next 4 years or more. The mess they have created is such that they will leave office and their shadow will follow any government that comes after them. Government has started talking about debt restructuring, obviously as a tool to deal with the unsustainable debt levels. And this will be my last topic to discuss, then I will sit. Debt restructuring, simple means Ghana cannot meet its debt service obligation. In other words, it has to renegotiate its debt terms, repayment terms. The announcement of debt restructuring will mean that Ghana has defaulted in its debt service obligation and will have to renegotiate its debt. International credit rating agencies are most likely to downgrade Ghana to D in the coming months as soon as the government officially announces debt restructuring. The process of debt restructuring is similar to HIPIC. However, HIPIC targeted bilateral and multilateral loans that you owe to country, and multilateral to international banks like World Bank, IMF, Africa Development Bank, Asia Development Banks. But debt restructuring will target commercial debt that is owned to private individuals and private banks, and state banks that are privately owned. Examples of commercial lenders and possible debt restructuring envelope may include. So the following are the people that should expect a haircut. Domestic bond holders, get ready. Foreign bond holders, get ready. Term loans from local banks, get ready. Term loans from foreign banks, ready. ESLA bond holders, get ready. Get Fandache bond holders, get ready. Cocoa bills bond holders, get ready. Bilateral loans will be affected. Export credit loans will be affected. Government contractors and suppliers, including IPPs, will also be affected. So this is where we are. Commercial lenders and others will have to accept a reduction in interest and principal payment, or risk default or non-payment. So the question is, you accept the haircut no matter how bad it is. It doesn't matter whether you get ugly, because obviously if you don't accept it, then there will be...
This is the opposition. They told you, they made you know, baby a problem no war. And almost bino how to solve it. They gave the solutions. I'm showing you journalism. This is journalism 101. Men for a can some antenna radio soon team. Into Udru's level near which we Jimmy account with Nima ya and the one our PR Evans Mensa. Evans Mensa NMC CSOs for office Emma Momuskana ho. Pa Jimmy Tina Hone Yankasa. Mujimmy Tina Dima Temono. All these things happened. And so many of them. Sami Jemfi spoke. Adongo spoke. all the NDC, every step be a ban we take be the NDC, they have cautioned this government. And then muntu inform asante someone tonchain. Muntu inform a can someone tonchain. Na mama adwini nye adwuma kakra. Bro for no mo kano NDC catch say NPP for njai di omo ye na ye beko IMF. Na di omo kan ye nyina endemba mu. E dey biem na wo pe. What do you need from the NDC? We are can into the we should talk na keka nkwasi asem. What will we gain if insult a timite like you? We don't. We caution you. Because munya opportunity na mufe mu if you say nkurase for na ma opportunity. And I'm team nkurase for na mo dada omo. Na enda ya bani e bebi omo ni amonti ase. We should talk na ukem. Ka oni munyansa. If you are smart and you say you think about Ghana, ka video where na nka wa bode bia na wa chire ma chire sebio omo mo hwe wo na omo so nim nyansa no na wa chire mu de ato force ni NDC for ka yenya journalism sa umenyini chen I'm older than you yenya journalism sa jantra na mustati jaye yenya journalism sa mun deliberately you don't deliberately sit to destroy a nation. What do you need your opposition to do? You still have a sitting government. My responsibility as a journalist is to hold the government in power accountable because you've been paying taxes to the government. Why should I jump and go to the opposition and talk about the opposition? What do I need from the opposition? Anyways, the opposition has proven over the years that they can do better than these people. Their track record is there. And when you pick the opposition's track record and you compare to these, your tribal idiot in power, you will know clearly they are smarter and they have solutions than these people. Into DNA, Dima Musamobejia to say NDC for Nimyan such a NPP for. DNA Dima Musamaka say NPP failing to call out na NDC Mra because there are only two parties in Ghana. What is stopping you from doing that? E corona na ultima ode fenfen be ha o yankrata underground ye pe wache wo no sa e corona ultima nke mu yank wan wo ho ba wo betena ha wo be bra wo ase ahye to krom so wo sa exhibit the highest form of ignorance me say wo na ye PRO ma Evans Mensah. You want sympathy from Evans Mensah? Evans Mensah is a thief, so as yourself. Muna masai Ghana no, you people, you have brought us here. Ghana problems NDC consistently they raise the red flag. They have consistently told NPP muya we see adibio ma ye bias we see enti why biam ni emblemi dey na pese NDC for ye o pese John Mahama be ka kire wo se de and onye teni oya santini ansana waka se John Mahama de na any NDC for ntafo de omo kan no ye no kore ade na ye Jimmy a ye ma tribe Jimmy yesa. You are not smarter than anybody. You are just a joker. You feel say you are smart, you are not. Mona mama mo kwa me di matem no every say money da ho ye MPP na say ye party na ya kan for party na say into NDC baba they can say obia. The question here is who are we paying our taxes to? We have about a year and a half to end this regime. Why are we blaming the NDC? Why are we today picking oranges and comparing it to a tilapia? What have we got? What has NPP's abysmal performance got to do with NDC's election results? What kind of journalism is that? What kind of filthy, low-minded journalism is that? You people should grow up a little bit. Say yes, but we have given you people a little bit of room. No, now end game is saying. What is your end game? So about in America, you are watching TV, you are monitoring the news. Do you think people are going after the Republicans? No. The American citizen, the taxpayer, is looking at the Joe Biden government. The Joe Biden government promised them things they will do for them. That is why they gave them power in 2020. The American citizen who is paying taxes, the taxpayer, is looking at the Joe Biden government. Deliver. If I don't like what you are doing, if I'm not satisfied, in 2024, I'll vote against the Biden administration and bring in the alternative. So why do you sit in America and make it look like, say, Ghana, no, the alternative that has been there before we know their job, no, MPP gunti, yankodi di omatem, ni yankas almost supporters di atem, NDC supporter bi and di atem, where Jimmy and Omedi atem. Majority of the people who think about Ghana, there are over 6 million people who voted for John Mahama, no, unim nansanje omo, unyeni panje omo, unko skunche omo. Unim journalism, majority of them, those people who voted for John Mahama, who were poking out one hour, unim nyansanje omo, they are smarter than you. Tribalism, another people, don't pretend to say, or don't act as if say you are smarter. You are not. Omo moto petrol no mo ho. Omo corruption adokura ban no mo hu. Omo anyoma se no mo hu. Don't sit in a bunk in some basement in Maryland and foolishly exhibit that highest form of stupidity. Very dirty people. You are the dirty people I talk about because you are not thinking about the progress of the nation. You are basically sitting there thinking, say, only NDC or problem and the Ghana for petrol, NDC ni neto, MPP ni and you neto petrol. So did you know we are not saying? I can show you about 20 press conferences and they are all cautioning the NPP government of every step they want to take. Every single step. Even just this recent State of the Nation. And yeah, NDC for the parliament can say NPP for me bo mo no mu for that flu. Nan kwasia for monte wo. You people decided not to speak on it. I didn't hear. NPP no for that this can ye pam no. Ye nye din nan kwasia for no support and ye koye na. Mo ankasa mo asante for NPP for so ompene. And no, is it the fault of the opposition? Ni enti krom ha and mo ankasa mo NPP beka just say we will never go to IMF. We are God's children. We have made sure say the economy is robust. And this for na beka. Before that, now NDC for what is going to cause us to go to IMF. Now, when you're journalists, now did you take your time to explain to the people what the NDC is saying? I don't know what Jimmy sa mama try ba shishe mutimti di matemono mo Jimmy we kwa on time you. Me when I fentra on time me. Into sometimes you people should not make people think someone nyansa. When I say Ghana no. You are the people at this crucial moment, at this moment where dollar, at this moment where our export, at this moment where our revenue, at this moment where the unemployment rate has risen, at this moment where everything is pointing to the floor. No, you are sitting here blaming the party in opposition. Where Jimmy? Journalism school no corner saying the journalism school you people went very dirty people. No corner saying. Is that what journalism now question? That's what they told you? Say, abain to suna nyome ko eye bada. BBS say, do not blame the government, but blame the government that is not in power. Are you okay? Anytime can say more America ha obi antumi munye djuma o journalism mi mu akrom ha. Nobody. You see your level of ignorance. Self-styled journalist for Ghana. Hey, what you now kaso and you for crying. Come despite the befall. Some kwasia samana ne da bedru hande. On send the real journalism by a mobre. Obi andi matemo. Mujimi ne edi matem. Mo mujimi no. Mo tribe no. Mo kwasia sika mo jeje no and edi matem. Right now your level of intelligence no it has been exposed. Obi ehun level of intelligence. Obi ehun sa munnim nyansa sa. I can give you about 20 videos on my platform. Solutions. Causes are a problem. Any solutions from the NDC. I don't need to insult somebody like you. Now, what can I say? Why should I insult you? And there was cut about fear where here Evans Mensa for not think I want to be defend Evans Mensa. Evans Mensa have $500,000. Oh, not there now. Now to bone now to. You think we are sitting here to allow you sycophants to come and fool yourself and go? Step be a mube take be a correct mo jandam ni yetwemo NCBM me say dey jandam no yetwem entina mo bre no and you will make sure say mra na we kuruma ha na ye adwuma mabobɔ dam mo yusa mo nko na mo nim nsam ka ye de enim bi ka ye nja na mo ntwa ntro na mo nsa kuro no mo di kura beduru ma ba wugu asem ponche ade na mo nko Ghana nko wo ade na nko tena Ghana say Ghana now mo start here journalism 30 years obi anya bi da na ade na won tene mo wo mo dun se ye jimi ohun ana mo dun se ye ne ayaka no ye moa inti mo betete social media mo kan kwase asema na masore ko saa na eye Italian money box no jimi ne ho ametwa ne to hutu no me se wo de me ne wo de okrum ha wo me se enkrata illegal enkrata wo ye no it can take 2 years I'll bring you home me se de saa illegal enkrata na wuti krum ha ye no I will make sure say embra no pepepe ene di mra no so me se de di mra no so me se we are here. The last entry out here, you wrote the address you are going. Don't think say where you are, nobody knows. We will let the immigration question you. The US embassy now give visa no before you exit Ghana, before you go to the airport here, you write avail yourself for aggressive interrogation and scrutiny. Ya mamu space biem. Muntu medada Ghana for biem. Ya dobe kofie. Okso wako tena mfuturodim. Na afe wetu wamufu. Mama ya diye. Mwa. Alright, let's do the do. Mesemo de amofa 100 million bra. Yebe tigan, yebe biye Ghana fueni. Muni space biemo. Ye sili tokro ni nyina. Abeifo, akromfo, azanfo, jandamfo. Mwenye siye Jimmy. Dada anona mwenye opportunity di femu. Ya mpini obia. Mo MPP ni igu. MPP na say Ghana. Kache wa MPP so mufra bemu. NDC. NDC nya oden. Enya muna mwe campaign ka say NDC for mufra bemu. Enya muna 2012, 13, 14, 15. Mukuku jandam. Ekeka nsem to John Mahama so ye teni. Wa kwasi ampenyi. Wanini inia Ibrahim Mahama. Ye tiga temunya na muti pise for mudi omatem. Muna munimu nyansa. Muna nana mudi omukoje Ghana. Muna munimu nyansa chen obia owiase. Mufam kwasi ambu maine. Afede ope NDC solution. Aden NDC du tumi amano. Ope NDC ontra odian NDC ntra odian mo MPP na Jimmy amon kan jom so mo Jimmy no mo fira ban mu NDC ntra odian. What do you need from the NDC? Diabolical people, very bad people. Boju say mo te kasa na mbeda ada nipa yeso ebesu mo kasa no ye de be chire ma chire nyina ye ho ne nyina de tu Ghana pon moa. All right,
Whenever I say PENDREAM TV, PENDREAM TV there, I see them yopo.